arts is important to culture and society in general, and disabled people are part of that. And so if a group of people don't have access to that, they miss out on participating in society in general. I think that if, as people with access needs, we're not out there in audiences or on the stage or whatever, or putting our work on the walls or looking at art galleries. If we're not there, people will forget about us. If there's no perceived reason to do anything differently, people won't do it differently. I find that when I go places regularly, and one of my favourite places to go is Q Theatre in Queen Street, people get to know me. They know that I need a score in my wine, and so as I become more known, the way I get treated becomes better and better.
I go to anything that's audio described. If I don't think it's going to be accessible, I don't bother. So I'm always more keen to go if I hear that things are audio described, because I assume that the venue or the festival's kind of thought about how a blind person would access stuff.
What advice would you give to blind people who've never tried audio description?
Oh, give it a go. It will change things immensely. I mean, it enables us to really know what's going on. I mean, to know that somebody's overheard someone talking about them can change the whole nature of a play. And I think I learn something new every time I go to an audio described performance. I learn something about theatre or costumes or lighting, things that as a blind person I haven't seen and don't know much about. I learn something about them every time I go to an audio described performance. And I'm a huge fan of touch tours. I think that the touch tour really helps to build an audio described show. So touch tour is normally before or after. I prefer before, but before or after the show, we get onto the stage.
One thing to note about it is that all the items are oversized because they're in proportion to the cats. Right. So everything's about 3 times as the size of a real one.
There are 3 stairways up to the stage that are all a little bit crooked. So we can go up the different stairways and there'll be, just take care going up them.
So you get an idea what that space is like, you get to feel some of the props, you get to, find out how the set's laid out, all that kind of stuff. And for some things, quite importantly, you get to hear if they're around the actors' voices. So even before the show starts, you've got a handle on who's who.
There's a song where 2 sets of dogs, they pretend to be 2 different sets of dogs and face off against each other. So if you feed down, you can feel that a little bit further down at eye holes. Yeah, so a bit further, there you go. And there's a nose, yeah. Oh my God. And then to your left, there's another one as well. And so there's the strap that would go around their chin. And then that big long bit sticks out over there. So this is the way they would hold it just before they put it on.
Further up.
Yeah.
And that, I'm just going to lift it.
Yeah.
And a cat uses that during the show.
Oh, as a home?
Yeah, as a home.
Uh-huh.
So he pops up from underneath it.
Cool.
I have your headset here for you.
Brill, thank you very much.
Right, that with the soft is your earpiece, okay? Now we have turned it on, it's on channel 1.
We've done our best to describe as much of the relevant action as possible without obscuring the important song lyrics. But one thing that will help you is to realise that much of the time, especially during the many character stories, the onstage action is simply a heightened acting out of the lyrics that are being sung.
Car headlights sweep across the audience onto the stage and catch a cat mid-stride. The cat spins, bats its ears with its paws in panic and zips out of sight. The moon glows dim above the junkyard.
Ground floor.
theatre is a space for the community, and it always has been since it was built in 1908. It's a space for the community. I think the experience that we try to create is that once you walk through the doors, that you can forget everything else, and once you're inside the auditorium and you're watching a show, that's meant to take you away. And then people talk, you gather in the bars and you gather in the foyers and you have a chat. So why should that only be available to certain parts of the community? It should be available to everyone.
And the old cat. Yep. Okay, so guys ready? Yep. Action.
One of the key things with the foyer situation was being able to get patrons up to every level of the theatre through those doors over there, which is the dress circle doors. We have wheelchair seating in there now on the first floor, which is quite unique for venues in New Zealand. So elevator access gives you that. It's a very simple, accessible path through into the theatre.
So this is, you get a pretty good view from here onto stage.
Really nice. Much better view. Yeah, it's really amazing. Yes, even if someone's sitting in front of me.
Yeah, because it's tiered seating, right? So
You all stand over here and have a look.
Yes, please.
So, someone standing over here.
It's still better than down there.
I'll stay the same. I think your view will be much better here
It's
than
much better here too, yeah.
Yeah,
down here.
even for everyone.
So shall we go on stage?
Yeah.
You want to?
Go for it.
I'll see you dance.
Got two left feet.
Ironically, the best customer service is the service that you don't notice. And so I think, in a way, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for venues where people can go and not notice what's been done for them or how they've been treated.
Look up.
Yeah.
You want to turn it on? It's 6 stories high. The whole system is movable.
Wow. Does this stage go down or?
The front part of the stage goes down. You see where the ribbon is?
You know, the whole value that, is put into, welcoming people, making them feel included, and, that everyone can actually come in and enjoy a show like everyone else. I think that whole value is really awesome.
I think that the good thing about being focused on access and accessibility is that you create a better experience for everybody.